This is what the whole season should have been. Hello, my name is Muzz. Welcome to Game and Gain, and I have just finished The Last of Us episode 6. And a week later, I have had a lovely time last week. I was in Portugal for a wedding, and then I got ill, so I have really not had a chance to kind of watch it or make a video of it. Definitely not. So here we are, a week later. But this is my favourite episode of the season. I think this is a very good episode. In terms of the last of the season as a whole, I don't think it hits the heights of some of the ones in season 1, but I definitely think this is the best episode of the second season. I mean, this is what the season should have been for me. I think if you had broke it, and look, I know budgets and all that, whatever, but they had a chance to retell what most people thought was a poor story, like a poor continuation of The Last of Us. This episode, they could have spread that out over the season. You could have seen the ups and the downs of Joel and Ellie's relationship before it culminating in, ultimately, spoilers, Joel's death at the end of the season. I think both Pedro and Bella do an excellent job. I think they go through some really key scenes very well, like the euphoric kind of fantasy of going to space. I thought was done really well. That kind of kid-like element that we don't really see in Ellie that much in season 2, it comes out with the flashbacks, and you can see the transition. Like, this is what I was like kind of in the last episode, we're talking about the kind of transition from Ellie being like still quite immature to then all of a sudden being this like psychotic kind of killer, bloodthirsty, ruthless. They could have extended it out over this. You actually see a really nice transition from Ellie starting off the episode all the way to the end of the episode, where she is very mature in her decision making. She confronts Joel about what happened with the Fireflies, and ultimately she gets what she wants. She gets the answer she wants, and she handles it in a mature way where she's like, you know what, I could go away and I could shut you out, but I want to try and make it work. So yeah, I just thought it was like that scene in particular. I thought the acting between Pedro and Bella was really like quite powerful. Definitely got an emotional reaction at me. It was hard hitting, like Joel's inability to actually answer the questions. He just had to kind of nod his head, and him ultimately like declaring like, I love you, and you are my child, and you don't understand what that means. And I think Ellie kind of gets that in the end. We also get to see how Eugene died, and ultimately again, it does a really good job of reinforcing that Joel is not a nice guy. He is someone who is very much selfish in the way that he acts, but he thinks in his head he's justifying it by thinking that he's saving people or he's doing the right thing, when in actual fact he's not. Again, thought that was handled really well. You get Ellie kind of confronting him about it again, and ultimately telling the actual story to the doctor whose husband Joe shot in the head. And just a really good episode. I'm glad I kind of picked up with the fourth episode. I think the fifth one was okay. In fact, no, was that the one with the lot of zombies? A lot of zombies, a lot of clickers and the infected and that. But this one, I'd say definitely another high. It is just a shame that it is happening in The Last of Us with the story. Like, the story is just, it's just not fun. It's not. I mean, it's not supposed to be fun. Like, it's supposed to be bleak, and I do understand that, but it's not enjoyable because you had such talent there with Pedro Pascal, and you get rid of him very early. And this episode reinforces why you should have kept him in a bit longer. Like, that emotional range he has, like, he makes Joel an anti-villain. Like, Joel is a horrible, horrendous, ruthless individual. But in the hands of Pedro, he is caring, he is emotional, and he is someone that you can like, despite him not being a very nice person. And I think they wasted an opportunity by not continuing with him. And maybe he'll show up in season 3, but again it'll be in flashbacks, and like we know it's a flashback. But I thought, yeah, definitely looking forward to the finale, which I'm actually going to go and watch right after this. So bear with me, and I will be probably putting both videos up at the same time, just so I can milk those views and get as much as I can. But no, I will be putting them up, hopefully back to back, kind of today. But yeah, what do you think of episode 6 of The Last of Us season 2? Did you enjoy it like I did? Do you think I'm right in the money with my idea for the season, just kind of being this episode, but obviously extended out across the season? Or are you just kind of excited to get back to Ellie and see what she's going to do to all those people that hurt Joel, murdered Joel? So with all that being said, all that's left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.